Hi there and welcome to Celeb Tea. The internet is ablaze, and so are the opinions flying around like wildfire. Everyone wants to know who's truly pulling the strings in this tangled web of betrayal and heartbreak. Is Stevie J a victim, a villain, or merely caught in the crosshairs of a deeper scheme? Could Lil Scrappy be a puppet in someone else's game, or was he always the pawn being used from the very beginning? And what about Bambi? Is she the architect of this entire collapse, or just another casualty in love's battlefield? People online are choosing sides. And now, it's your turn. Who do you believe is being played? If you were in their shoes, what move would you make next? The story begins years back, when Lil Scrappy and Bambi stepped into the spotlight as one of reality TV's most polished couples. Their public appearances oozed chemistry, holding hands at premieres, coordinating outfits, and referring to one another as soulmates during interviews. But not everything that glitters is gold. Behind the scenes, whispers were growing louder. Was Bambi really in it for love? Or was Scrappy still emotionally entangled with his ex, Erica Dixon? Scrappy's mother, affectionately known by fans as Mama D, wasn't shy about voicing her suspicions. From the start, she accused Bambi of being manipulative and opportunistic. "That girl's going to separate you from your family," she once warned her son. And true to her prediction, the family dynamic began to unravel once Scrappy chose Bambi over everyone else. Mama D often clashed with Bambi, and tensions escalated quickly. In one memorable moment, Bambi snapped back at Mama D, saying, "Your son is a grown man. Maybe if you let him breathe, he'd stop making the same mistakes." That line became iconic, but it marked only the beginning of an increasingly toxic relationship between Bambi and Scrappy's family. According to insiders, Bambi began excluding Scrappy from family gatherings, especially if Erica or Mama D were expected to attend. Family dinners became tense. Holidays turned into battlegrounds. Scrappy was caught in the middle, forced to choose between his wife and the people who raised him. And although the couple put on a brave face for the cameras, buying homes, raising children, and smiling through photo ops, their marriage was deteriorating from within. Rumors of infidelity started to swirl. Financial discrepancies arose, and Scrappy began showing signs of depression that only Mama D could see. "He hasn't been the same since he married her," she confided to a friend during a phone call that was later leaked. "That girl drained the life out of him." Eventually, divorce papers were filed. The split started quietly but quickly turned chaotic. Bambi demanded full custody of their children, spousal support, and ownership of joint assets. Sources claimed she even tried to limit Mama D's access to the grandchildren, seemingly attempting to erase Scrappy's past connections in one clean sweep. Then, chaos ensued. In the midst of the legal proceedings, murmurs began that Stevie J, yes, the notorious reality TV figure himself, had been warning people for months. "Why all gon' see," he hinted during a cryptic Instagram live session. "When that tape drops, it's a wrap." And drop it did. Chaos erupted when a heated moment unfolded in the courtroom. Mama D, unable to contain her frustration after Bambi allegedly mocked Scrappy's family, snatched off her wig and delivered a stinging slap to Bambi's cheek. The judge struggled to maintain order. Lawyers' phones buzzed non-stop. The courtroom descended into total mayhem, and the explosive audio hadn't even been released yet. But it was on the verge. The long-teased voice recording reportedly in Stevie J's possession was finally leaked. Though only audio, the voices were unmistakably clear. Bambi could be heard laughing, dismissing Scrappy as nothing more than a paycheck. "Once I'm done with this case," she said with a sneer, "I'm out. I just needed the paperwork." That clip sent the internet into a frenzy. Social media platforms exploded. Fans were shocked, heartbroken, and furious. Scrappy himself went silent for nearly 24 hours. When he finally posted to Instagram, it was just a black screen with 3 haunting words, "I trusted her." That post alone garnered over 4 million likes and hundreds of thousands of comments. Fans rallied behind him, reaffirming that he didn't deserve what he had endured. "We got you, Scrappy," they wrote. Mad had it right all along. Legal sources soon confirmed that Scrappy had hired a new attorney to pursue not just divorce proceedings, but full custody of the children. His case, insiders say, would center around claims of emotional manipulation, parental alienation, and exploitation. Meanwhile, Bambi's public presence drastically shifted. Her once bold and outspoken demeanor was replaced with eerie silence. A short statement from her team emerged, claiming the audio had been taken out of context. But fans weren't buying it. "Context can't fix what you said," many replied. Then, another unexpected twist surfaced. Sources close to the production team of Love and Hip Hop revealed a jaw-dropping revelation. Stevie J and Bambi had allegedly been exchanging secret messages for months, possibly even before her marriage started to unravel. During a difficult period in her relationship with Scrappy, Stevie was said to have swooped in, providing a sympathetic ear and a listening shoulder. While there's no concrete proof they crossed a romantic line, insiders believe the relationship was strategic, calculated, and rooted in mutual benefit. Stevie, always the showman, was reportedly stockpiling receipts, audio files, text messages, and even security footage as a kind of insurance policy. And now, with the public completely invested in the unfolding drama, he's starting to cash in. Mama D, ever the firecracker, has turned into something of a folk hero for slapping Bambi in open court. Footage of the moment has gone viral, and her no-nonsense response to Bambi's courtroom smirking has made her a meme-worthy icon. "You don't disrespect blood," she shouted before being escorted out. But what came next shook fans even harder. Just when the internet began to settle from the court drama, another bomb dropped. The infamous second tape that Stevie J had hinted at finally surfaced. And it wasn't just a follow-up, it was a full-blown exposure. This time, it was a voice note clear, unfiltered, and brutal. Bambi could be heard speaking with someone believed to be a close friend. Her tone was smug and unapologetic. "I got the house. I got the cars in my name. I told him I'd make him look stupid. And I did." She even mocked men from Atlanta, calling them tender when they fall in love. But it didn't stop there. Screenshots began to circulate of text messages between Bambi and an alleged new man she was seeing while still married to Scrappy. In one exchange, she gloated about Scrappy's confusion, saying, "He still thinks we got a chance." Poor guy. These revelations reignited public outrage. Fans who once supported Bambi began to turn on her, labeling her manipulative and deceitful. Even those who had remained neutral began to raise eyebrows at the level of control she seemed to wield behind the scenes. Some questioned if her entire marriage had been part of a long game of revenge. Meanwhile, Scrappy stayed relatively quiet, letting the footage and voice notes speak for themselves. But his silence only added fuel to the fire. People speculated that he was devastated, not just by the betrayal, but by how easily he had been manipulated by someone he once believed was his partner for life. Mama D, never one to hold back, went live on Instagram with her own take. "I told Al, that girl never loved my son. She loved his lifestyle. She played house till she got the paperwork signed and then flipped the script." Her comments, though emotional, resonated with many who now believed Bambi's intentions were never pure. Even Erica Dixon, Scrappy's ex and the mother of his eldest child, subtly chimed in. She posted a cryptic message on Instagram stories that read, "Karma's only ugly to those who deserve it." Fans instantly took it as a jab at Bambi, especially considering their long-standing tension. But perhaps the most shocking part of this saga was the rumor that Bambi had plans to return to reality TV, with her own spin-off series centered around her rebirth as a single mother and entrepreneur. Industry insiders claimed she was already in talks with producers and planned to tell her side of the story. Social media wasn't having it. Many blasted the idea, accusing her of trying to capitalize off the very drama she created. Some said she was trying to play victim now that the tide had turned, while others warned networks against platforming toxicity. As the dust began to settle, it became clear that no one came out of this unscathed. Scrappy was left trying to rebuild both his public image and personal life. Bambi, once celebrated for her beauty and composure, was now seen by many as the mastermind behind a calculated downfall. And the internet? It remained divided, with some still defending her hustle, while others viewed her as the ultimate manipulator in the game of love, loyalty, and reality TV fame.